You're tuned into Raw Brilliance with Mansa J. We got a live one for y'all today.
Alright everybody, I'd like to welcome y'all back to another episode of Raw Brilliance. I'm your boy Mansa J, and I'm here with a very special guest, a young black brother that's doing big things out here and trying to make a new way for himself and showing the kids that it's more out here. And so without further ado, I'd like to introduce Jonathan Hamilton. How you doing today, sir?
Appreciate you for having me, bro.
Man, off the top.
I'm alright, man. I'm doing well, bro. Happy to be in Austin, man. I'm down here in Houston, but I always love the city of Austin, bro. It's real free flowing out here. Space if I come out here, it's cool to hang out, you know.
Most definitely. So you been staying safe out here though?
Yeah, bro. I'm a teacher down in Houston, so you know we in person right now. You know what I mean? So we got mask protocols and stuff like that as far as COVID goes, but it's still like kids coming back and we got sports and all that. So it's kind of tough to stay safe sometimes, but you know,
most definitely,
just doing the best you can.
I always wondered what that would be like. You know, like with the kids going back to school and stuff. Is it been like a hassle? Is it like scary? Like how is it?
I'd say at first there was fear, but like anything else, the more you're around something, the less afraid of it you become. So, you know, we started off the year with like 300 students, and kids weren't. I remember the first day of school, bro. I'm introducing myself. You want to come in as a teacher, you want to come in like high energy, you know, dance a little bit, and kids just looking at you. Because I felt like psychologically that mask told them not to talk. You know,
I feel that.
So like I would have to almost make kids talk. And that was the first time in my life or my teaching career at least, I ever dealt with kids just not wanting to talk. You know, but as more kids have started to come and as the years progress, this school, you know, which is good and bad, you know, because we not, you know, social distancing and stuff is kind of tough to enforce social distancing anymore. Kids to come.
Definitely, especially for kids.
Yeah. But we making the most of it, bro.
Yeah, for sure. What got you made you want to be a teacher to begin with?
Man, so at Texas State, I majored in philosophy. I majored in philosophy with a minor in religious studies. And coming out of school, I didn't know what I wanted to do, bro. I didn't know what I wanted to do. And so at the time, there was a nonprofit in Houston, a nonprofit in Houston called Freedom School. And basically Freedom School is it's like a literacy enrichment program for inner city kids. Okay. So I was at this church called Greater St. Matthews, and I was teaching these kids from South Park, which is like one of the worst neighborhoods in Houston. And I don't know, bro, I wasn't good at it. You know what I'm saying? Like coming in at first, I wasn't good at teaching. I didn't know what I was doing, but I just knew I enjoyed being with them, and I enjoyed like the time. So I went from there. I became a sub for Houston Independent School District, and then I landed at Welsh Middle School. And the principal told me just keep showing back up. You know, I was subbing. The third day I was subbing, bro, I got my phone stolen by a student. You know what I'm saying? And they were like, we know you're not gonna come back. And I was like, nah, I'll be back. You know, because at the time I had my daughter was on the way, so I ain't had time to be quitting jobs. You feel me? Yeah. So I'm like, now I'm gonna be back. And eventually they were like, you know, if you get your certification, we'll bring you on as a 6th grade English teacher. And so that's what I did. And you know, that was 2018. So it's my 3rd year, bro. And I'm glad I made that decision. You know, but it wasn't on purpose for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah. That's like really how it goes sometimes. You know, like you never really know where you're gonna end up. All you gotta do is, you know, just like keep going, and then you're gonna end up. You know, it's at some point. Yeah. But you like the teaching though now? Like, is it like something that you see yourself doing like for a long career? Or
yeah, I feel like I'm always be teaching, whether I'm in the classroom or not. I enjoy. And I was telling my kids this yesterday, we were working on these essays, right? We're writing these essays. And the prompt is, you know, write about how failure can lead to eventual success.
Definitely.
And so that's what they're writing on, and hearing their perspective and hearing like, them understand like the real value of perceived failure. It's like that's what I like about teaching. I don't like the meetings and the emails and like I'm not too fond of all that, but just seeing the light bulb go off for a kid, that part helps me through all the other stuff, you know. And also coaching. So I coach basketball, so helping kids like. Bro, I had a kid, an 8th grader, bro. He asked me, he said, Coach, he said, how do I go from dribbling to making a layup? And bro, I'm like, that's a tough question. You know what I'm saying? I never thought about that, but like,
I've never thought about
bro,
that. You know?
That's a tough question to answer.
That's definitely.
Like, how do you go from dribbling to making a layup? And, but it made me really think, and I got a chance to break it down to him. And this is his first time ever playing basketball. And so just helping kids, seeing kids who want to get better, whether in the classroom or on the court, is kind of that's fun to me. You know, that's fun to me. So
it's definitely fun.
Yeah.
So coming up in school, were you like like a sports kid? Were you all about the grades, or like what were you like as a kid? And where are you from?
I'm from Missouri City, Texas.
Missouri City. I got a lot of family in Missouri City.
Yeah, I'm from Mo City. I'm from Mo City, Texas.
Okay.
I was a little bit of both. I was an athlete. I played varsity basketball at Elkins High School in Mo City. But I was also a kid. If I didn't really connect with the subject, I would do enough. But if like English and stuff like that, like I was always AP, pre-AP. English, I cared about. I always like reading, I always like writing, I always like communicating. In the other classes, I do enough to get by. You know what I'm saying? So I was probably like a B student that could have been an A student, but I was, you know, kicking it. You know what I mean? So, but I had a lot of fun at Elkins. A lot of fun. So, and I played college ball for a little while at Texas Lutheran in Seguin. So I was a little bit of both, like an athlete and a nerd a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel that. I don't really say nerd no more. You
Wow.
know what I mean? Because it's like, just because you study hard and you do the right thing in school, I don't think it should be labeled something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you just doing what you're supposed to do, you know?
Yeah.
Take care of your business. You worried about your future. Ain't nothing wrong with that. So I wouldn't say it's a nerd. I just think you was handling your business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because I guess nerd does have like kind of a negative connotation to it.
It shouldn't, but it does,
Yeah.
you know, from over the years of TV, and it's always,
Yeah.
you know, like showed as being a nerd. So, like, if I'm talking to a kid, I'll never say nerd, and I don't like them saying it because, you know, I got a bunch of nieces and nephews. I don't have kids yet, but I got nieces and nephews, and I talk to them all the time, and I be hearing nerd still, but they use it in a negative form.
Yeah.
And I just always stop them, like, you know, no, nobody's a nerd. You either doing what you're supposed to do or you're not. You know what I mean? So, but yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. But, well, now I want to get into why we're here, though. We're here because you wrote this great book.
Yeah.
Let me see. I appreciate it, sir. Right here. You know what I mean? The Champion Me. And I'm giving my copy to my niece, my oldest niece or whatever, because this is like pretty much like beautiful for her to see, you know, a reflection of herself in there. You know what I mean? And that's what I was mostly, you know, like when I seen you was writing a book and I seen what type it was, I was really proud of that fact. Because one, I already knew you, you know what I mean, from back in the day. And the fact, and you're doing something that nobody else I know is doing right now. And then the children's book on top of that, with this type of imagery, you know, it's very powerful, especially for someone with nieces. You know, I got 5 nieces, you know.
Wow.
So my oldest one, she's already reading and she loves books and stuff like that. So this is going to make her really happy, you know what I mean? And so I appreciate you for doing this, but what made you write this? Like, now that I know you have a daughter, was that the inspiration behind this?
Man, I wrote this before my daughter was born. She was on the way. And I guess I was just, I don't know, because when you're about to be a father, you have a lot of anxiety. You don't know, you know, like, you're like, I got to get ready.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
know, I got to get ready. This is going to be different. Especially having a daughter. I got a little girl coming. I'm going to be the first man she ever meets. I got to get ready. So I wrote it just as like what I wanted to be, what I was striving for as a parent, and kind of like the inspiration, bro, came from I was watching like Rocky 4. Yeah, I was watching Rocky 4, Rocky 3 or 4, the one with Mr. T. And Apollo Creed, who was in Rocky, had a trainer. And while Apollo was training, his trainer, his boxing trainer, was like cheering him on, like, you the best champ, you the greatest champ, you this champ, ain't nobody better. Mm-hmm. And I'm looking, I'm like, that's kind of what a parent is.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you know, you think about like a boxing trainer encourages, they challenge, they like in your corner, literally, they correct you, they're teaching you, they do all of that for you. And I'm like, okay, that's what a parent should be. So I just kind of played off the parallel between parenthood and a boxing trainer, and just wanted to use some familiar boxing terms in it as well. Because everybody, like, whether you boxed or not, you understand the concept of boxing. Everybody does.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so that's kind of where it came from, bro. And, you know, that was 2018, and it was a journey, you know what I mean, getting it published and stuff like that. But I'm glad, you know, I'm grateful to hear stuff like that, like you getting it for your nieces and stuff, bro. That,
definitely.
You know, that lets me know that, you know, it's for a reason. So I'm really grateful for that.
It's a great look, man. Like for real, a great look. Yeah. And I was reading, I read through it, and, you know, some things popped out at me or whatever. So I just want to ask you about. I jotted down a few questions or whatever that I want to ask you, but you talk about like self-doubt in there. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's that? Is that something that you had to overcome?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, man. A lot of it. That's kind of me and Chuck talk about a lot about just self-doubt or the feeling of not living up to your potential. Mm-hmm. And so that's kind of something that I want to let her know that, yeah, it is a part of life. I've dealt with it, but just keep pushing. Like, don't let self-doubt make you, don't let it paralyze you.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, you're going to have moments where you don't know, you just don't know. You know, and I feel like it takes a state, especially majoring in philosophy, because at the time, I got friends who getting ready to go to law school, friends getting ready to go to medical school. You know, Chuck had a IT job, so it's like I'm watching everybody's paths being kind of laid out, and it's like I got this passion to write, but like that don't, you know, it's no like job. You know, you gotta create a job to a certain degree, and so that doubt of, you know, can you do it when you don't really see it being done? Mm-hmm. I think was what made me doubt myself, but I think just something in me just made me, and certain people too. You know, I would have certain people ask me, like, where's the book? Or, like, you still writing? Or, you know, just stuff like that. It's like, dang, people know me for something. Like, let me continue to just do it.
Yeah, for real.
So, yeah, that's where that came from, bro.
Okay. What role models did you have growing up? You know, like, who did you look at? Because I know in the beginning, well, in your forward, you were saying about, you know, some of the athletes and stuff that you looked up to on TV and stuff like that, and you saw. So, who did you look at that gave you inspiration or inspired you to be more? You know what I mean?
I would say my dad for sure.
That's good.
My dad, my pops, to this day, you know what I'm saying, like, most solid man I ever met. My dad, my varsity coach, Coach Thomas, I say he taught me how to be a man. And like how to not make excuses.
What school you go to?
Elkins.
Okay.
Elkins High.
Yeah, I definitely heard it.
Yeah, Coach Thomas. I would say Jay-Z, like somebody from afar that I just looked at and was just like, I like the way he carried himself.
Same here.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like his consistency.
Yeah.
Man, role models. Yeah, and like now I'm older, I would say like, I wouldn't say a role model, but like Chappelle is somebody who I think it's, he's very intelligent, but also I like the fact that he does it, because I'm looking at like culture now, and I see a lot of celebrities like apologizing for stuff they said, or like being manipulated by the media. And I like how Chappelle is just like, yeah, I said that. It probably didn't make everybody feel good, but this is how I feel.
Yeah, for sure.
And y'all feel how y'all feel about it. And I like that part. So yeah, those are a few of my role models.
Okay. Like, I definitely like Chappelle, man, because he speaks his mind, you know, and he does stand on what he said.
Yeah.
And that's like really important. And media does have a lot of people, you know, like turning flips out here. That's one of the reasons I want to get into media, because I know how powerful it is and how much of influence that it can be on children, you know what I mean?
For sure.
And just our culture and our people in general, because we watch things and, you know, we automatically believe it, you know, especially if you see it enough times. If you see something showed over and over again, then it starts to become the truth, you know. So I want to break into that and start something on my own to where I can show people, you know, different visions, you know, like on screen, from like seeing us on screen in different light, from like being in the corporate world, from being, you know, just being spectacular like we already are, you know what I mean? Just showing us in our true form, you know, and not just some propaganda or something.
Or some character. Sometimes I feel like the media, they show us like really exaggerated versions. You know?
That's exactly what they
like
do.
It's like, even I would watch shows, bro. And my dad's a pastor, so
mine too.
Word. That's what's up.
Yeah.
So growing up in the church, you understand church culture. Like, I understand church culture, but if you look at it on TV and you see a church, you'll see like women like jumping over pews, and like the preacher, you know what I'm saying, like preaching, but he got weed in his pocket, and you know what I'm saying. You just see a bunch of like it's like, bro, it's not really like that. You know, that's exaggerated. But I like you said, I like what you're doing, because you can really you're showing the reality of us, you know, and humanity to a certain degree. So yeah.
There are some messed up preachers out there.
For sure.
That would be cool.
For sure.
Know what I mean? But the way they show on TV is just like, it is very much exaggerated, and
for sure.
A lot of times it'd be out of pocket. But my pops is a Baptist preacher, so I grew up, you know, that's kind of like real, you know, it's not apostolic and all that, where it's the shouting and the dancing and stuff like that. So, you know, I was on the drums and stuff, and had to learn how to play the keys and stuff like that.
I was on the choir, bro. I was on the choir. I had like a couple solos. I wasn't feeling it.
Singing?
Yeah, bro. I wasn't feeling it. Bro, it gets super quiet when you first sing a solo. I'm like, bro, I'm nervous.
It definitely do. It definitely do. Sing, you can do it.
Yeah.
You can do it. I know how it go. I've been there. It's crazy. But so this book, is it gonna be one of more to come, or is this gonna be a series, or?
Yeah, bro. So my thing is, I want to give information to children as they grow up.
I love that. Yeah.
That's what I realized, bro. Growing up, my dad. I tell people this. My dad told me a lot of stuff at like 15 that I didn't understand until I was like 21.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, my dad would give me a lot of like grown man information, and I didn't know what he was talking about, but it was just like, this is for later. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna give you it now, and I want to do that for children. I want to provide information. I want to give them a sense of worth and value. You know, and from the imagery, from allowing them to see themselves, to the actual words and the message. I just want them to know that they have somebody in their corner who cares about them and wants to inform them about the world around them. You know, because some stuff you're just not gonna get in school, bro. And depending on how your family's structure is, you might not get it at home either, and that's not your fault. But that shouldn't be a reason that you don't know it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you don't have that, or even if you do have it, I just want to kind of be like a little push, like, you know, be mindful of this, or this matters, or you know, treat people like this. So that's kind of
Like I coach AAU and stuff. You know what I mean? And that's one of the reasons I got into. I didn't want to do it at first because it's like, it's time consuming. You know what I mean? But it's like, I would always go to the gym because my homeboy started his own like organization and team and everything like that. So I would just go to the gym sometime, you know, like watch and chill with them and stuff like that. And then the kids start coming to talk to me and everything.
Yeah.
And then they just started getting more familiar with me. Then I started going to barbecues and stuff. And then
Yeah.
they found out that I used to hoop and stuff. And I still hoop. So now they want to play me. And now it's like a whole relationship and stuff. And now I'm out here coaching it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's like, but I kept doing it because they were so, they want to know things. They want that information. They want you to feed them, and they, found that I went to college and graduated, just like my homeboy, and stuff like that. So they was like, just asked me questions about everything I do and wanted to learn, and then I was just like, okay, like this is more than just basketball. You know what I mean? So I understand why my homeboy started doing it, and it made me want to come on board just to help them with that information and guide them in the way that I can and to get into college. And now we got like kids getting ready to go to college, you know what I mean? So, and that's like, I feel really good because they going and you had some type of play, because helping them with homework, making sure they stand up on their grades.
Yeah.
You can't play if you failing on this team, you know what I mean? And you can't just be passing barely. Like you got to have a good GPA because every kid, you want them to go to college or experience more. Even if you don't go to college, like know what you at least want to do or be thinking about it.
Have
you
a
know
path.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Because school isn't for everybody.
Right.
You know what I mean? But we just want to give them information to help them be prepared for what comes next.
Yeah.
You feel me? So I completely feel what you're saying, And like kids, man, I just love them, man. Like, because they just want information. They just trying to absorb stuff. So they bad a lot of times, but it's this love behind it though. It's just always for a reason. They want attention or something going on, you know what I mean? But I don't think no kid is just inherently bad. Like it's just something's happened, it's been something, so
Yeah, they're realer than us. They're really their genuine self. Like
genuine.
They're completely, even if it's offensive or if it's disrespectful, they're really themselves, and I try to tell them, like I tell some of my kids, especially kids I have like with strong personalities, because that can put some people off. I tell them like don't let the world take that from you, like that, because that's a gift. Like you just like being in a room and not really caring what nobody thinks is a gift.
It is,
and most people don't. Yeah, most people don't have that, bro. It's just about like channeling it to something productive. And that's what I'm here for, just to help you channel that to something. But like, don't let nobody take it from you. Cause the world's gonna try.
Definitely gonna try.
Yeah, they're gonna try.
Definitely gonna try and rob your innocence, man.
Yeah, and try to make you feel like you're an outcast or you're less than.
And not good enough,
Yeah.
But yeah, man. That's beautiful though, man. Like that's what it's all about, though. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like just guiding that energy into something creative and positive. Because without, it's like that old saying, it takes a tribe to raise a kid, or something like that. So it's like, even if it's not your kid, you know what I mean? Like, that kid or whatever might need guidance or need some help, so why not you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but I ain't saying go out and try and be a parent to every single kid, you know what I mean? It's not going to happen. But the ones that you can help, like,
ones you connect to.
Like do. Are you going to stay on children's books?
Bro, I'm wrestling with that right now, dog. I feel like, this is how I feel. I want to write something for everybody who's missed something in my life, as far as like age group. So I really want to write something for my middle school students, because I see I teach 7th grade, so I see a lot of them at 13. It's a weird age, because you're kind of a kid, but you're not, and you're kind of a teenager, but you're not, and you're seeing adult stuff, but you shouldn't be participating in that. But like emotionally, you can't act like a child. So it's like they're in like a weird limbo, and also social acceptance is like at an all-time high. Like seventh grade is kind of like where like the in crowd starts to form.
It really is though.
Yeah, that's like where you kind of differentiate. Okay, you over here. The girls like you because you in this group. It's not like that in elementary, and then so I want to write something.
It's school sports and everything.
Right, you made the team. You didn't make the team. You know what I mean? You on A team, you on B team. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really like differentiation, and sometimes you can feel like you're not, good enough.
Most definitely.
So I want to write something for them. I've been having them on my heart lately, you know, but it's got to come to me too. So to answer your question, no, I don't just plan on staying in children's books. You know, I kind of want to be able to do, and I think that's a beautiful thing about being creative.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you can literally do whatever, you know.
You could turn children's books into grown folks
Do
books,
whatever,
like
bro.
just
Yeah.
like J.K. Rowling. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, you know, like
I
that's
ain't know
somewhat
that.
of a children's book because of the fantasy world, like
Yeah.
aspect of it. But then it reaches, you know, more than that. You feel me? So there's so many ways to go about it. Just being creative. You know,
Yeah.
you might be write the next series or something that, you know, change the face of, you know, the whole culture. You
Yeah.
feel me? So yeah, like definitely keep on doing it, bro. Like,
Appreciate
please do.
Appreciate
But faith and religion, I know we just touched on that because your father's a preacher, but
Right.
it's also heavily in the book too.
Right.
So what type of influence is that on your life now? You know?
A lot, bro. I don't know. God has showed Himself to me in different ways.
Okay.
Even through the book, bro. I would say. So I wrote this book in 2018. It got published last month.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's 2 years and some change, right? And a lot of stops and starts with the book. The illustrator could do it. He couldn't. Like, it's just been a lot of that. You know, having to save up the money to self-publish. And I think, like, over this time, God has just shown me, like, because then I talk about a lot of, like, deep stuff. I talk about, you know, self-love, I talk about perseverance, I talk about, you know, patience, I talk about overcoming obstacles. But I feel like God has a way of, like, before I can give it to the world, He makes me live it first. And I feel like the patience and the overcoming obstacles that I talk about in the book, He made me live through, like, not letting the book get put out right away.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it was frustrating. It was frustrating at times, bro. Because, like I said, you know, there's steps that the book has to go through before it's published, and sometimes we be at a standstill for months and months at a time, and we're supposed to start here, but we can't, and just the frustration. I used to talk to Chuck like, bro, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't, like, to the point where I stopped talking about it because it just felt like it was never gonna come out.
Yeah.
But I realized in that God was just. He was just building. He was making me live what I was gonna one day talk about. You know, you can't talk about that if you ain't really lived it, if you don't represent that. And so I'm grateful. And before, you know, anybody, I like to just thank God for giving me the opportunity to do this. You know what I'm saying? And also I've been praying, just thank God for my right mind. Because I wake up sometimes I think about not me trying to go through the day without my right mind, and how difficult that would be. Like, my decision making or my processing speed. Like, just thank you for that. You know, so faith definitely plays a big part in the book, and also a big part of my life. You know, I definitely wouldn't be here without God. So I just want to, yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah, bro.
And Chuck, a good friend, man.
That's my partner, dog.
Yeah, for real.
That's
man.
my partner.
Everybody need friends like
That's
that.
my partner, bro.
Yeah.
We hooped together at Texas Lutheran.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, that's where we met. We hooped together at Texas Lutheran.
That's where he started bullying people. Like,
Bro.
I see it now.
Bro,
I see
we
it.
come off the screen, dog, like pick and roll. He hedging off that pick and roll, bro.
Damn.
Hand on the hip, dog. You're not going
Oh, big
nowhere.
cockstrong. Y'all can't see him right now, but the nigga look like,
Bro, hand
Oh, my
shaking.
trust me, I don't felt it. I don't felt the balls.
For sure.
Goodness gracious, man. But yeah, man. That's dope though, man. Like, now that, you know what I mean, you got the book and everything, and you were just talking about the steps that are taken is difficult. Like, for like somebody who wants to write a book,
Yeah.
what are those steps, you know?
Write it first. Write it. Get it edited. If it's a picture book, obviously you gotta get the illustrations. I would recommend. I've tried like Fiverr and stuff like that. I would recommend getting me personally. I need to work with people who I can like call.
I'm the same way.
Touch, bro. Like, I can't.
Have
It's
to.
hard for me to just send people stuff and like.
Yeah.
I don't trust that. So I would recommend working with somebody like either in your city or somebody you have direct access to.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you get it, the illustrations, the written, edited, you can literally put it on Amazon for free. Like once you get the book laid out, because Amazon wants the images, pixelated in a certain way, and they want certain dimensions and stuff as far as the printing. But once you get it uploaded to Amazon, it takes like 3 business days, and that's just us not having information, bro. Because when you see a book, you don't think a book can get made. Like you can make a book, but you can literally make a book by yourself and begin promoting it and marketing it, and you can do it independent. So that's what I personally recommend. I personally recommend owning your stuff, because if you do go to a publishing company, I was watching a Jay Prince interview, and it's Jay Prince, you know what I'm saying? And he said he wrote a book, and the publishing company was trying to take like 85%.
Bro, chill.
You know what I'm saying?
85.
So 85, bro. And it's like, bro, if they do that to Jay Prince, what they gonna do with me? You know what I'm saying? They might just give me copies of the book and pay me. You know what I mean? So
that's Jay Prince, boss of all bosses,
right.
Man.
He went independent and sold 100,000 copies.
I know, I read it.
Yeah, respect. So
signs of respect.
I would say definitely go independent. Once you own your stuff, once you own your IP, you can put it on Barnes and Nobles, you can put it on Amazon, you can put it on Simon. You can put it pretty much everywhere. Mm-hmm. It's just about figuring out the royalties and what works for you. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I've been getting a lot of questions about that lately. People just asking, and especially if you're a Black author, let's get our stories out there. Let's get our stories out there. Let's get our perspective out there, because like you said, like we are being misrepresented, and we're the only people that can really tell our
own stories.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason that I got into this whole film thing and writing and all that, man. Like just to tell my own stories, and I got a lot of them in me, man. Like my brain is always it's always going. You know what I mean? Like always going, like always thinking, and I gotta write all the time. I got like 8 of these books, man. I just write all the time. I write down ideas and stuff, and then I don't even sleep sometimes because I get stuck on the idea, and like I gotta start typing, like I gotta start writing a script. I gotta start, you know what I mean? So, but getting our own ideas out, and me, I want to own all my stuff. Like anybody that watches this podcast or whatever, whether it's you listening to it on YouTube or wherever, but they know I talk about that all the time, about ownership, owning your own thing. So I like that you did that, you know what I mean, and went that route, because you can make it happen for yourself, you know what I mean? You just got to put that work in, So all my ideas that I have, like web series and stuff that I'm about to start filming or whatever, like we finally got the cast and everything finally all together and everything, all the equipment I need and stuff. So we finna start filming that, and just like other things in the works. But that ownership part, like they will take advantage of you
for sure, because they feel like you don't have the reach to. But it's like, and also with social media, I realize you can touch, you can do it yourself. Like, and that's my thing. I had to ask myself that question. Like at a certain point in time, you feel like you need a machine, or you feel like you need these puppets. But it's like, okay, I'm sitting in here with these people. Y'all don't know nothing about me, about my story. Mm-hmm. Y'all don't know where I come from. What can you do for me that I can't do for myself?
Thanks.
You know what I mean? And also I feel like I don't even see this so much as like owning the book. I see it as like owning my vision. Mm-hmm. I see it as owning my vision, and that's something that I knew before I even put out a book, bro. I used to tell people I want to work with people, not for people. I want to work with people who do cool stuff, not for people, because then you could take this and manipulate this to market it, and now it doesn't hold the same purity as when I created it.
Yeah, because they will flip it if they can.
For sure.
If it's gonna make more money in their minds another way, like starting your own stuff, it's gonna be slower. Of course, that you ain't gonna get that instant cash flow. But over a long period, it will be better and more rewarding. You building it for yourself from the ground up, and then you ain't got to worry about all that stuff in the future about trying to fight back for your rights for certain things and doing all that, and have nigga lower you up and do all that.
Even Chappelle, bro, it's like I was watching Chappelle's, especially he put on last week, like on Instagram, I believe.
It was on Instagram? It was
he put it on Instagram. It was like 18 minutes, bro.
I didn't even watch
he put it on Instagram, but he talking about Netflix and HBO Max owning Chappelle Show, because they just put Chappelle Show on.
I seen them tweeting about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so he asked Netflix to take Chappelle Show down because he wasn't compensated for it.
Getting paid for it.
And it's like Chappelle is somebody who is, he's here.
Mm-hmm.
And to see him still dealing with that, people not trying to pay him or for his work, he literally has his name on the show,
That's why he left, because they were trying to,
Right.
his vision was being skewed.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So exactly what you were saying, and what you want to avoid,
Yeah.
that's what he went through. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's examples out there for days and days if you really want to look at it. But sometimes going with the bigger company or whatever, it may help. That may be the right move for you. You know what I mean? But you really got to look at the numbers and look at it and see if you really do believe in your stuff and if you think that's the best route for you. But a lot of times, and most likely in the long run won't be, if you want, control of your stuff. You know what I mean?
I think too, that's kind of why I realized too, being independent makes you wear multiple hats, because there is a creative side where you're creating from a pure place, but also there's a business side where it has to make sense, and you gotta differentiate.
That's a big part of it.
Yeah.
Is the business side of it.
Yeah.
Like that's the easy part for me is creating. The hard part for me is like staying up on social media and posting my stuff and like
emails and stuff.
Emails and calls and stuff. That's the hard part for me. You know what I mean? Because I just want to take my cameras and go make something. But then I got to promote it because I got to eat. So I don't got no regular job. So it's like I gotta always be hustling. So the business part is definitely the big aspect of it. So folks really need to study up on that and understand that. Like Song be always trying to put me on game as well. And Song is behind the cameras right now, so y'all can't see her as well. But she watches videos all the time and do all that type of stuff and study up on it and stuff. I learn from her, like she tries to learn stuff from me, but I learn a lot from her, you know what I mean? Just from the other side of promotion wise, because I'm not hip to that.
Me neither.
Like I just got on the YouTube stuff trying to like start to separate my pages from my personal page and have, be professional and do all that. So like I'm behind on that. I got content for days. I just gotta post it, you know what I mean? So
I remember one time I had called this she already wrote a book. And I'm on the phone with her, we talking, and I want to talk about the book. Like, I'm talking about the vision and all that.
Yeah.
And she's like, do you have your EIN number? And I'm like, nah. She's like,
some basic stuff.
She's like, do you got a DBA? I'm like, nah. She was like, okay.
It costs like $25.
Yeah, she was like, do you have an LLC? I'm like, nah. So she was like, you're not ready to write a book. Like, because you're not going to be able to maximize it. You're not going to be able to maximize it because your business on the back end isn't straight. Yeah. And she was like, when you're sending your book to people, do you send NDAs? And she just kind of took probably about 15 minutes, bro, and just put me on a lot of game and how to monetize my stuff. And I appreciate that. But it also showed me like there is another side to it. If you're going to be independent, because you don't have that machine handling that for you, it's you, and whatever team you have is you. So,
but it's a lot of the times you don't know until you go do it. So I tell people all the time, like the best teacher is just going to go do it. Like 99.9% of the time, like all the film and everything, editing and coding. I learned that all on my own just by getting the programs and playing with it for days and weeks. Like I just zone out in it, you know what I mean? Just go do it and start. Like start taking steps.
And it's gonna cost some money too, and that's okay.
It's gonna cost some money.
And that's okay. That's fine.
But the bigger the risk, a lot of the time the bigger the reward if you putting that real work in and not half-assing yourself. You know what I mean? So
it's gonna cost money.
You got to take yourself serious, and then, the world might. There's no guarantees in none of it, but still, though.
I like that.
I'm going to try, though.
I like that. Take yourself serious, and the world might.
Got to.
I feel that.
Man. But, yeah, man, so What's next for you though?
Man, Christmas break. No, I'm playing. Right now, just promoting the book. We're looking at 2021, doing some book signings. Stuff is really weird right now with COVID. So a lot of places just either don't, a lot of places that you would go for a book signing either don't accept people or they don't accept that many people.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully stuff gets worked out with, but springtime we're looking at doing some book signings and continue to promote. And I'm starting to get into writing mode for another. I'm a little bit nervous, bro, because it's like people have been messing with this one so hard. I don't know. It's just.
It's dope, bro.
I mean, yeah. So it's just
dope, man.
It go back to that self-doubt of like, can I do it again?
Yeah.
But I'm starting to write again. And just teaching, just teaching. So I had some of my students actually bought my book, and that was like really cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a good feeling.
Yeah, bro. That was cool. So just getting ready for 2021, writing some stuff down and putting stuff into play, bro. That's kind of what I'm on right now.
Good, man.
Yeah.
Blessings, man. Like, I'm really gonna be looking for whatever you got going next, my dude. I love this. I know my niece gonna love it. I'm probably gonna buy like 3 more for my other nieces, like, cause they getting in age of reading, but also I want their older brothers to read to them because I make them read a lot too. So but I'm gonna need one of my copies autographed.
I got you, dog.
You know what I mean?
I got
Just
you.
in case. Well, when you do blow up or whatever, I already got that first copy edition. I'm gonna frame that thing on the wall, my dude. You know what I mean? But yeah, bro. Man, my brother. Is there any? Oh, tell the people where they can get this at.
You can get this book on Amazon.com.
Mm-hmm.
Search The Champ in Me. Also, leave a review, 5 stars preferably, telling how you feel about the book and stuff like that. You can also follow my Instagram page at The Champ in Me. For all updates and visuals and pictures and all that cool stuff on the book, and just continue to support, continue to tell people, and we're gonna keep pushing.
Definitely gonna keep pushing this thing. Y'all gonna see where to get it in the description section. If you're watching this on the website, or you're watching this on YouTube, or if you're listening to it on iTunes or wherever, just check the description section wherever. You're gonna see where to get it from, where you can find it at, where you can get my dude at. Hey, where can I get your personal information if they trying to reach you for any business or anything?
Jono-Ham. That's my Instagram. It's JONODASHHAM. Is my Instagram. Both my Instagram and my Facebook is Jono-Ham. My email is thechampionme@gmail.com. So if you need to reach out, I will give you my phone number, but I don't.
Nah, don't do that.
Yeah, I don't know y'all like that. So we gonna chill.
Yeah, don't do that. There's some crazies out here, man. It's COVID going on. Folks going loco. But I got one more question for you. It ain't about your book or nothing, but are you getting back on the court anytime soon? What's going on with you?
I don't know. All right, so this is how I feel about hooping.
Oh, here we go.
No, listen, bro. This is how I feel. My biggest fear is...
Did you say your biggest fear?
Bro, I don't want to get hurt and have to go to work. And they be like, well, what happened? I'm like,
you still a young man,
I was trying to do the Euro step in it. I'm not trying to... I don't want to do that, bro.
This dude talking like he in his 50s.
Hey, this is what I do.
He ain't even hit 30 yet.
After practice, when I'm coaching my kids at the school, I say after practice, I shoot around. And I do all my moves, and I be looking cold too, bro. Out there shooting. I played 5-on-5 maybe twice since the pandemic. Like, twice. So
twice since when?
March.
Well, yeah. I ain't really played during the pandemic.
I might get back into it, but I feel like, I don't know, man.
If you have fear of getting hurt, you gonna get hurt, bro. Like, don't.
Nah, for sure. And I'll probably just, I don't want to speak. He just tore his Achilles.
Don't play with him because he probably gonna hurt you by accident with his bitch.
But yeah, I love the game, bro. I watch it. I love coaching. I really like playing one-on-one with my players. I look super cold playing against them. You know what I'm saying? They think I'm like Harden or something, bro. You know what I mean? But as far as 5-on-5, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
if you ever want to get it back out there after the pandemic over and we
We
can
get it
get back out there safely, you know
We
what I
get it
mean?
in. Bro, we used to run fives together. We used to win a lot, bro.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You know what I
I
mean?
used to get a bucket.
Had
He used to get a
had
bucket.
had to get a couple out there,
Mhm.
goddamn. But yeah, but man, I appreciate you, my brother. Like,
Appreciate
for
you, bro.
real. I appreciate your time. And everybody, that's another episode of Raw Brilliance. I appreciate y'all for joining me. Y'all like, subscribe. We got some new things coming for the website. It'll be up. We're starting a web series. So y'all get ready to look out for that. It's going to be exclusively on the website. It'll be exclusively on the website. So y'all, I lost my train of thought right there, but yeah, no, it's all good, my brother. But yeah, the web series exclusively on the website. Y'all be on the lookout for that. We're gonna start releasing episodes probably about 3 weeks from now. So it's called The Rise. Be on the lookout for that, and y'all be on the lookout for anything else Mr. Jonathan Hamilton has going on, and it's gonna be worth it, man. But yeah, y'all go cop the champion me, and we out this thing. Thank y'all.